Alrighty, so for our video viewers in the future, because I am gonna edit this up and turn it into a video, I messed up. I did not hit the record button when we started doing commentary during match 1, Kurapika versus Garou. Needless to say, there was a few misplays on my part. There was a couple of insights that could have changed how Kurapika was piloted, but more or less it was piloted like based off of preference of gameplay and how you want to play. And yeah, an explosive turn was punished by an early Kurapika. That's it happens. That's one of the things about Kurapika. I mean, like that's why it was the terrorizing deck when it was just a 2-deck format or a 2-set format. Kurapika has the availability to just shut down raiders super hard. I mean, Renji Rush was a deck only because people didn't want to lose 2 cards to Kurapika gaining you 2 cards.
Yeah, the only thing I feared was Green Toshiro, honestly. That deck still scares me.
As it should. I love Toshiro. Hey, I took down the other Rumble Rama with Toshi on Sunday. It was fun.
I love Toshi. Great deck.
Fantastic.
Scary as hell for Kurapika. Actually a bad matchup.
I feel like most decks that are like control decks have a bad Toshi matchup. Just its availability, just go, I lock down your backline and one thing on the front. You're fucked. Like you just, you can't push up and retaliate on that turn. It's like if you're familiar with Magic, it's like a fog.
Oh, I'm not, but I believe you.
Yeah. Fog says you take no damage this turn.
Oh, wow, that's rude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mulligan. I roll a mulligan again for Kurapika. If I see 2 zeros, I keep it, no matter what. Because there are many games with this deck, you just don't get to play the game. So my first hand on mulligan, I had 1 0, and the other 6 cards did not matter.
I'm in the same boat as you. Yeah, you even had a null start this game. I'm in the same boat. If I have 2 zeros, most of the time I just snap keep. Unless I'm playing a deck that has like 20 ones and zeros. If I have 1 0, I'll be like, all right, I'll keep this. Like,
I can't throw this away.
Yeah. I'm 30% to draw right. Like, who's not going to take that odd?
Right. Here, though, I got actually kind of lucky because I AP drew with no zeros in my mulligan hand. Mm-hmm. Then I drew again, no zero. AP drew a second time to get my first of toads.
See, and I was running into a bit of an issue with being flooded on my 0 drops, all 3 Taru on my opener. We'll see the 4th one in this match as well, but yeah. I mean, I was getting good life hits as well.
Yeah, no triggers at all. 1 active and 1 blank.
Like, this is what I think Garou wants to be doing against Kurapika in order to win this matchup. Spoiler alert, I still lose. But, like, this is ideally where you want to be, where you can just aggressively say, I'm pushing up and I'm going to be hitting your life. I think I was being a bit too hesitant chumping with my Taru. Throughout this matchup, I really don't chump with him at all. I save him to pick up my guy because I'm so scared of Kurapika. Maybe that was the right play, but I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like if you're going to put him up there, he has to be chumping or swinging. You can't put him up there and have him not block either.
Yeah.
He has to pick one or the other. So
yeah.
Once he moved him up, his fate was sealed. He had to get his hands dirty.
Yeah. I mean, the 2 of them got me 3 damage. Like, that's amazing for a 0 drop, right?
Yeah, pretty good.
Then you play the Step Bro here. I can't remember if this was the turn or not, but I was 1 card in my sideline away from killing your step guy before you could step him back. I think it's this turn or the next turn. I think I was 1 card away, and I was like sandbagging that guy. The other issue with how my draw was lined up here, I don't have a Garou like in play at all.
That's kind of wild how that works.
6 energy, but like 3 little kids, Phoenix Man, and 2 whatever that Hellfire. I think Hellfire is an amazing card. Like, in all honesty, I think like I've grown so much more fond of those if active generate an extra energy guys. in recent months. Now that Toshi is played so much less,
Exactly. Now that Toshi's gone.
yeah.
Now the Boogeyman's gone. We're free to use our fan actives.
Yeah, I'm at the point where like in most of my decks, I'm putting in like some number of them, unless it's a rush deck.
Yeah.
Like my Metal Bat, I have him as a 3 of.
I think I have him in every deck I have. I have at least one. Sometimes only one. But I love that card.
Speaking of Metal Bat, I think Metal Bat into Karapika is a horrendous matchup for Karapika.
Yeah, that would not be great. Having all that null impact. You also have a bunch of 4Ks, more 4Ks than I do, honestly.
Yeah, but no 5Ks.
No 5Ks. That's good.
Yeah.
But null impact, and then you get to your 4Ks faster. Yeah, you should be getting there faster.
Watchdog comes down on turn 2 like consistently.
Something for a character that can't move, it's hard to find sometimes.
Yeah, just a 3-drop 4K, like static, done. And it even has play against Toto. I was watching somebody in Rumble Rama, I think they were playing that matchup, and yeah, Toto couldn't push him back. Just no, Watchdog does not move. All right, so at this point, I prioritized not giving you a card over taking snipe damage. I think that was probably a misplay, and I definitely need to be chumping with Taru here. Yep, I am. Good. And I block like that. I really, like, I know it ended up serving me better, but I think I should have taken the impact damage instead of, like, just stopping you from drawing a card. I think that card mattered very little.
Yeah, I think maybe you should have chumped the second Taro with Hisoka. Or even Phoenix, if you really wanted to use Taro to bring something back. But like I said, once Taro's up there, you should forget all notion of using his ability.
Yeah.
That's all that's over. Oh, time.
And I am not at 15, so this Garou is irrelevant.
He's trying his best.
Yeah.
Yeah, a wall of 4Ks right now. This one I go through because you're not at 15 yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one it gets blocked. They're not even double damage yet either. He just has no impact right now, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take this one and block the rest.
Mm-hmm. One saving grace about playing against these green decks is you don't really need to play around their color trigger unless you're a rush deck, right?
Right.
Because, like, you put in something that's reasonably sized for a 2-drop, okay. Like...
Yeah, sure. All right.
Yeah. In rush matchups, it's amazing. So many times I see people playing, like, Speedo, and they end up, like, I swing with my 4K first, and then they get a trigger, they're like, cool, I put a 3K into play, and then they look at their 25 and go, fuck. Like...
That is indeed math. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, the second raid. Oh,
second? Yeah.
Any scary Garou was really nice in this matchup, though. To be no impact.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
helpful.
Yeah. I think he's pretty good. And, like, I was putting them on the back line as well in order to, like, make sure I can push up and have one attack with them. I think that's the wrong play. I think I just put them on the front line because they're not getting through a 5K body anyways. My only option is to draw a kill spell. Now,
Yeah, for this matchup in particular, yeah, I would just play him to the front immediately.
yeah. Now, I will say, despite the fact that I always say ignore RNGesus, that should not be in your calculations. In both these games, I saw exactly 0 kill spells. No specials hurts any deck, especially when you're going up against a deck that has 5Ks.
Yeah, 5Ks, 8 removals. Yeah, you need to see something. Yeah, it is looking dire situation right now.
Yep.
Well, 4K, the impact, smart stuff. Following online now?
Yeah. Yep, and if you don't block him, he restands. Unfortunately, it just took me too long to get to my sideline being filled. Oh,
Gotcha.
so that's the 4th kill spell. Yep. That's the matchup, though. You know, like that's Karapika. I can't complain.
I don't want to move, so
Yeah, I can never complain. I always play decks that have multiple kill spells in them. I just like it.
so I like Bomber so much.
Exactly.
That's the most removal.
Bomber is the working man's removal deck. Like you have to really work for it, and sometimes like clench your butt, right? Like just, is this gonna kill it? Okay, woo.
It's like it's honest work. You're like in the field. You can wipe sweat from your brow. Like, yeah, I did good work today.
Yeah. Which personally, those are the decks that I like so much. I always prefer the decks where like they have good matchups and you earn your wins.
Right.
Bomber is definitely an earn it deck. Okay, well that was match 2, which went pretty quickly. My second L. Which, you know, that happens. I'm piloting a deck that before today I've never even shuffled up. I do.
Not bad for the first day.
No. I mean, I've played against it a lot. I more or less know how it works. I just wouldn't consider myself proficient in it. Like the reason I got everybody in this Discord is like each of you are proficient in your decks. You have like well over 20 matchups with Karapika. I don't know how many you have with Bomber, but I'm assuming a lot.
A good number. Not as many as Karapika, but a good number.
All right. And 20 is really the marker where I think like you're good at your deck.
Or at least you know what your deck's doing.
Yeah.
It's really sad not to go. I really like going second with this deck, so it was very smart of you to take second from me on dice roll.
Yeah,
I love playing 0 cost into Melody on the front line.
Mm.
If I didn't see Melody, if I would have had it, it'd been nice to play 0 cost Melody front line. I love that open.
Yeah, and you play 2 melodies, right?
Yep.
Damn, yeah, you saw none.
So I haven't banished a card yet, so that's a good day for me.
Yeah.
You know, I got to play cards. I'm happy so far.
Yeah. And I think this is where I have like my insane pop-off draw. Like I did in the first game. The difference is you couldn't Karapika.
That's what happened the first game too. That Karapika just too much.
Yeah. But that's how you know the game's good, right? Like you have a catch-up mechanic, you have a stabilizer.
Nothing trigger too.
Yeah.
Special trigger, nothing. So.
Yeah. Hey, in the first game you hit special right off the rip. I don't want to hear it.
That's what I'm saying. Complete 180.
This is the other side of it. Now, I'm assuming you're just playing that Karapika because he's a raid target, right? Like, to me, he doesn't seem that good.
Yeah,
compared to, like, everything else.
It can be impact, additional raid target, also active trigger. So, I run him at 3.
All right.
But mainly because additional raid target. The impact sometimes matters, I guess, because 3k impact can be helpful as other jits, but yeah, just mainly a raid target.
Ooh.
And he's pretty.
It is a gorgeous card. That's the Hunter old arts for everything other than blue are fantastic. The blue ones I hate so much. I'm a bomber lover, but like God, it's white and blue. Like it's obnoxious. It's not. But yeah, the Karapika ones are fantastic. Emperor's Eyes, yep.
And unfortunately, not seeing a raid Karapika yet, or a Neon, so I had to just get rid of something. So I had to play that to clear out your raid before it gets too ridiculous.
All right, draw a card here. Nada. All right, untap. Yes, and this is where, like, I think I really started pressuring down on top of you. Being able to refill my energy line with a full push-up this turn, like, set me leagues ahead to be able to, like, to win this matchup.
Yeah, huge play. You just hit level 2 during his turn. Your energy is getting full again.
I killed another one of your guys. Ooh, what is going on here? All right, let's give it a second. Oh, I know what the problem is. There we go. Active trigger. Yep, you get to block again, but I'm still getting in 1 to 2 more damage here. It turns out to be 2, but, you know, it always could have been worse.
Yeah,
and you not having a color. Yeah. Green's color trigger, dude. I'm convinced it's the second worst in the game. Like, it's so bad.
Only behind red?
Yeah, red's the worst. There's no argument on that one.
Yeah, I agree. Green feels bad, especially late game when all my little stuff's already on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, my hand ideally is just raids or big stuff to play. So I'm like, this doesn't help me at all.
Yeah. Yeah, and here we're just like going through the steps of like, what is the most optimal way for you to play this turn? Yep, you have. I think you had 2 finals this turn, which does put me at a very big disadvantage against you. If you're able to hit Raider here and raid both, I don't think there's a way that you can raid both to push up to have 4 on the front line though. So
yeah, that's why I end up playing one raw.
Yeah,
have a body.
Yeah. When you started doing that, I was so excited. I was like, all right, that's you losing. Like,
yeah, I have 1 life. I have to just play it raw and then raid the other one.
Yep. There's the next one. Yep. Play that one. Now raid another one. Emperor's Eyes. Okay.
I try to mitigate damage. I try the non-impact one for snipe to try to protect myself. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
It didn't work out anyway because my next attack.
Yeah, because like if you untap with 2 5Ks from this position, you are so likely to win, especially after killing 2 of my guys. Because you are ahead on me on actions, right? Like I had to double AP to play my dude to kill your dude. Like that puts you ahead on actions. So that's one thing I always like to look at as well whenever I'm looking at like how good a deck is how good does it utilize its APs. Like Neon might be a double AP card, but it does 2 AP worth of stuff.
Some say 3 AP worth of stuff.
Damn near, dude. It's pretty obnoxious. And me having 2 kill spells, just, yeah. All right, so how do you think, like, percentage-wise, this matchup goes?
I think it's going to be 60-40 Kurapika, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, it just feels like I can do way more damage to you while you're waiting to make your guy big and safe from things. Because I have a bunch of 4K bodies that I can throw out. Neon's a silly card. I have the 8 removals between my Emperor time and my raid. If I don't get bricked up, I'm bigger than you, faster than you, and I have impact.
Yeah.
And more removal.
I think 60-40 is a bit generous. I would say closer to 70-30. Just from playing the Garou side, like there is a path and a line to victory, right? But the rule number 1 of that line is my opponent can't be bricked. Rule number 2 is they can't draw more than 3 kill spells. And Kurapika does draw more than 3 kill spells in the majority of its matches. I really think Garou needs some extra additives to be able to fill the sideline faster. I'm going to stick with this deck list through all of the testing. However, in the future, I definitely think Boros needs to come in for the 3-drop Garou. The availability of in the slower matchup go, I draw 3, discard 1 to A, fill my sideline, and B, find all of the gas that I need is something I think that this deck desperately needs. But it also matters how many go big decks are going to be in the meta in the future, right? Like, there's Green Saitama, there's Kurapika, and there is Lancelot. Those are the only real go big decks currently in the game that are performing well.
Correct. There's those 3 for now.
Yeah, for now. Yeah, we're getting other ones. Muzan is going to be terrifying whenever that happens. I'm very excited for that because I love Muzan. Like, Michael Jackson deck sounds great. But yeah, I think this matchup in particular feels horrendous. So let's meet in the middle and say 75 to 35 for win rate against Kurapika.
About 35? Sure.
Alrighty.
About 30.
Awesome. Well then, yeah, that is the first part of episode 1. Stay tuned, and we're going to get jumping directly into the Blue Bomber versus Garou matchups. Hello and welcome. This is part 2 of episode 1 of Through the Gauntlet. We are testing Garou against arguably the second best deck inside of Hunter x Hunter, Blue Bomber. Now, I, for one, am a huge Blue Bomber fan. Huge. With like 3 U's in there. I will say that it's probably the second best deck, and you having your experience with Hunter x Hunter, you might agree on that.
I feel that they're close enough with that and purple hybrid to where it's preference. I don't think one is clearly better than the other for second place. Do you want to have a bunch of double damagers and draw cards, or do you want a bunch of removal? They're both firmly second behind Kurapika, but I don't think they're that far apart from each other either way.
Okay. I can see where you're coming from with that. I certainly do prefer Bomber on a more thematic scale. I think Bombers are just cooler. That was my favorite story arc. I know a lot of people hated that story arc, but it was my favorite one. So in this matchup, both of us did discuss in the beginning what we thought that we needed to do in order to win. You're supposed to rush me down, push up with your little guys, shove them forward, slam into me, and win. I'm praying for red triggers to kill those little guys while I set up, and as soon as I have a 45 Garou, your only real answer is Paladin's Necklace and your actual kill spell, which is a lot of answers, but for Bomber, a lot less answers.
Exactly, yeah.
This
They are
matchup...
answers.
Ooh, what were you saying?
Yeah, they are answers, but yeah, you gotta find them. Good luck.
Mm-hmm. Now, this matchup, you hit the one of patch of shore or strip of beach, depending on when you started playing. I just got my patch of shore ones in. They look so nice, man. I love it. The release ones, they had a different name. You knew about that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so
I
nice.
strip a beach better personally, but it
Fair.
goes, it goes.
I think Patch of Shore just sounds so weird. But anyways, in this matchup, I need to be able to shove into you with my bigger bodies and beat you through inevitability. You hitting the Garou here and going for the RNGesus was phenomenal. This is exactly what Bomber is supposed to do. That's a raid Yuji, but 1,000 times better.
Yeah. Feels way worse for the opponent. You're like, oh, come on.
Oh, I don't look at this game like that. I like taking my L's if it's a good match. All of these were good matches against Bomber, I think.
Yeah, I gotta say, having 2 killer ones early, both could draw, helped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the first one died immediately, him getting me the draw card helped me find my other tools. Big help.
Yeah. And you ended up playing a much different game than what I was anticipating. You just having a critical mass of 4Ks quicker and drawing cards off of that with more removal. I think that was just a draw that I was not capable of winning. Yeah, I couldn't have done that because I needed somebody else on the back line. Yep. But I still had these guys. Yeah.
But you're right. It's not normal for a bomber to have that many 4Ks this early, especially. So it's definitely an abnormal game. Because normally you're right. It's a bunch of little guys doing a bunch of little swings, and then you can block them all and things like that. But having 4K this early that we're able to stick was a big help.
Absolutely. And that's the flexibility of Bomber, though. It plays so many different paths and lines. I honestly think Bomber should be higher up on the gatekeeping scale in this game. Just because a good pilot with Bomber will wreck so many people playing so many decks. It does have a horrendous matchup, Saitama. But other than the giant green decks, it doesn't have any horrendous matchups. It's really good against everything else if you are a good pilot with a little bit of luck.
Ooh. Yeah, just weren't many Hunter players. So not many explored it. And now at this point, anyone who would have played Bomber are now just playing Sisters. So no one will ever explore it.
I am offended. I played Bomber for a long time, and I do not play Sisters.
It's a shame. You should. Sisters is dope. I play both.
Not really my style. I like my metal bat.
Fair enough. Me too. You're here.
All right, now I can finally play him. Okay. Yeah, retroactively AP drawing. We are doing this in order to see how good the decks are. We're not hardcore rules lawyering one another and shit like that. We are trying to play as optimally as possible. By no means do I think I am piloting Garou perfectly, but I'm piloting it as intended. So the takesies backsies is just something we're going to be doing.
Honestly, when you're practicing with anyone, that's the best way to go in any card game. I feel it's the practice match.
Yeah, and there I had another final, so I was like, all right, keep that there. Oh damn, that was another release that you were drawing or getting off of that.
So the 4K I have to take. I need this body to swing next turn, so I'm not gonna block this. It feels bad, but I'll go to 1. The plan is going to remove your impactor anyway.
Yep.
So.
Yep, and pray I can't replay it, I guess, which currently I cannot if I sacrifice Taro.
Yeah, I was going to say, okay, I'm going to get rid of his impactor, clear part of his board, and then leave him with 1 life and 1 character next turn, and pray doesn't get his impactor.
Yeah.
For the 1 life, that's all I can pray for. If you have impact, I don't have impact nullify in this deck either, so I don't have many options at this point of ways to win. This is the only option I have.
So yeah, you don't play nullify impactors. I see you play the 0 cost Gone. Do you like that more than the Bisky? She has an active trigger. That's why I play her. And because she picks up my paladins in matchups where paladins is stupid.
I do only because draw 1, trash 1. That's the only reason. Just to help me find cards.
Fair enough. Yeah. I did have one matchup. Go on.
Sorry. I said the biggest thing in this deck is just finding tools. Even with all the draw you have, sometimes it's not enough. And just finding cards is the most important. So I play Gone over Bisky, but I like Bisky a lot.
Yeah. So in my version, I do play 3 of them. I had one matchup against Sisters where every turn for 3 turns, I derated a sister to the point where they ran out of them. And they were so pissed.
Understandable.
Dude, what the fuck? I don't need to kill them.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Okay, and this is a risky... No, it's not a risky, because you already know what's on top. Pumping up to a 2/5. More or less, you already have the victory here. Yep. Yeah, I'm just praying for any relevant triggers here.
A raid would have gone hard right here.
A raid, color. Well, color, your guy was a 2/5, so still would have been relevant. Nothing into nothing, yeah. That that's the game, you know? A raid, a color trigger, a special trigger, an active trigger, all of those would have been like good. Active would not have won me that match, but it would have allowed me to keep my guy and block earlier and possibly cascade into multiple actives, you know? Because next turn, yeah, I think I definitely had Garou coming down with Taru picking him up. All right, set life. Yep. I had to AP draw from a null start, which it is what it is. That's a portion of playing TCG games. If you do not want RNG, play chess. It's... If this video ever does well, I already know the comment section is going to be like, well, no games. Ho, ho, ho. Nah, shut up. It's a part of games. I like variance.
There's some times when I have a 1-0 in my hand and I'm first, I will still AP draw. Just so because I know next turn I have the AP draw probably again anyway. Once in these next 2 turns. So I'm like, I'll do it the first time. That way I have more options for next turn.
Yeah, that's actually really fair. My dream world is we get a binder set that is like 12 different IPs with 0 drops that have the ability of once per turn pay an AP draw a card.
Y'all get kings? Let's go.
All of us get kings. Just give every deck a king. It's just instantly a better game. Except red decks. Don't give that to red decks. Screw you.
Yeah, not them. Everyone but them.
Yeah, no, they don't need more cards. Yep, and I am just now starting to catch up. Now that I've been able to play some things down. Yeah, I mean, that's a component of the game. I will say this game felt very close despite the fact that I did brick. Towards the end of it, like we will see, it doesn't look as close, but I was only a turn away from being able to be stable and possibly win.
Yeah, that's why I have to be so fast, because once you're even half online, things get really sticky for me.
Yeah, the kill spell Garou coming in clutch. In these aggro matchups, I think he is utterly insane. He can kill that Gen through now if you're not raiding him, which you're going to raid him, but we know. I think here you drop the Bara. No Bara, yeah.
I think I find the Bara and I play him. Yeah, because I didn't have a Bara already.
One benefit to me playing this deck so much is I know Bara is the single best thing to kill in your entire deck.
You know, it's not common knowledge. A lot of times I play, people like blow something up, they blow up not Bara. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah,
sure,
oh, kill your 4K. No, I won't. Kill that Bara.
Please take my 4K. I don't want to. Just leave the Bara.
Yeah, that guy is super underrated. Underestimated, I think. The longer he's on the board, he just generates like tremendous value. But yeah, activate his ability. That's a risky die. My dude's now just the 3K, which doesn't allow you to get through me or anything, but it at least allows you to keep filtering those cards. You avoided drawing 2 dead cards this turn. That is phenomenal.
Right.
So what am I sitting at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. What?
I'm feeling good. 6 life, 5 energy. I have a Garou in back to look at top life. My Bara's alive and out. I'm feeling good right now. My hand's a little small, but you know, I'm feeling good before bad things start happening.
And now bad things start happening. And that's the bad man. And that puts me up to 15. Yep.
Love that though.
Timely active triggers, yeah. Don't you love that whenever it happens before the or after the impactor?
Yeah. I wish it was in my hand though.
Yeah.
Can't win them all.
And this is another moment where I'll just point out, Bisky might have been better than that Gone, who's now currently on the front line.
Fair. Listen, I love Bisky. Just that I love finding my other cards more.
That's fair. That's fair.
Bisky's dope.
Bisky's fantastic. And anybody who might not be familiar with Hunter x Hunter, Bisky is a 0 drop, I think 1k or 15.
15, I believe.
All right, pause this for a second. Yeah, she's a 15 who has an active trigger, and you can tap and sack her in order to pick up something with specified slots. Paladin's Necklace is a specified slot that says derate a character and then draw a card. Insane. Being able to do that against decks that rely on raiders, like, is backbreaking to them.
This is a long term because I keep thinking about the best order to do this because I have a necklace, I have removal. I'm trying to think what's the best way to go about removing the raid and then removing the 4K. So I kept going back and forth about the order of operations.
So it didn't matter that much. I think it's just straight up kill the 4K, de-raid my guy, and then Bara decrease the power of my 3K underneath, but that doesn't make any difference, right? He can still block your Gone.
In the end, it didn't matter. But
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking about this whole time.
You're still wiping my board and getting a chip point of damage in. Yep. This is one of those things that a lot of people may not understand when you are playing a deck like Bomber. Like, these longer turns are very important because you have to be considering what the next 2 turns looks like for you if this doesn't pan out.
Right. Big thing.
Yeah. I know, it's a card deck. It's a deck in this game that requires thinking. Don't be intimidated, guys. Play it. It's still good.
What against it? Using your brain.
Yeah.
Man, what a time.
Yeah. All right, now I'm at
Still
the
works out for
point.
me. I cleared the board. I have just one guy left. I'm feeling really good. All right. It's fine.
Yeah. You probably have a little bit more gas left in that hand.
I don't recall having that much left, honestly. Maybe some more bodies I could play, but nothing too dastardly.
Yep, push up, push up. Play little guy. Play a dude. Play a dude. Yeah, and this is the I'm 1 turn away from stabilizing. Raider to hand. 4K coming in again. 3K coming in. You have nothing that can profitably block him. Raider.
You're telling me just to wait until next turn to blow it
To
up?
guarantee it, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
I let the Gong go because I finally had a killer with a raid, but then I was like, oh, I have him too.
Yeah. The fact that you have 2 scries before you risky dice scry, you're going to be able to hit what you need to be able to make sure you kill my 3K and win this turn. My only, when you started playing this turn, I was thinking, why didn't you push out with Etta or Elsa or whatever her name is? Personally, I would have pushed up with her just to have the 4th attacker. But you got a kill spell.
I planned to play a character there. I had planned to raid a character in my 4th spot. That's why I blocked with Gone previously. Yeah. But then I pulled another special when I saw the top. I was like, oh, another special. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Fair enough. I'll just do that.
Yeah, it didn't matter. You had double kill spells. My mind, I was thinking you should have pushed up there. You might not win now. Your mind, you're like, huh, all the kill spells. Just.
I mean, you're right though. In a vacuum, without seeing my hand, pushing up Ada would be the correct option.
Yeah. All right, pause this momentarily. We're getting started with the second game, or this third and final match. Alrighty, and anybody who might be watching the live stream still, you get a sneak peek before we actually post this as video.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah. All right, start off turn 1, Garou, depriving you from being on the play because your deck is so much better on the play than my deck is on the draw.
I love going first in that deck, but never got it.
Yeah. And this is the first match which pans out more in line with how I think the match should be. Yeah, you let me take the takesies backsies in order to play this guy, which you always play him first. You want to untap with him, generating 2 energy so you can aggressively shove up.
Yep.
You saw that every game as a one of.
That's
That
kind
is
of wild.
insane.
You know, that is kind of wild.
God, I'm going to start playing one ofs if that's how it works.
I figure it's a get card, so if it's in my life, I'll get it. And
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. So that's why I run the one of instead of 2.
Yeah. I just like any card that says draw a card, so I've run 3.
I love drawing cards. That's why
Yeah.
I play Gun instead of Bisky.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right, you double shove, double 15, so you're going to get a point of damage in or start filling my sideline. This is the point of the game where I think I started making a line decision that is not optimal, I believe. Yep, untap 2. Yep. I don't chump with the Phoenix, I think, this turn. Oh, yeah.
Oh, clutch top deck.
Yep. So now my 4K is a 3K. Right? My 4K is a dead K. And then you get to play another one. Yep. And I know another one's coming, so I need to be prepared to play around that immediately. One thing about Genthru and Bara, as the opponent, I need to know what you are doing. I rated him. He's not big, but I rated him. And I should chump here. I do not. I should have chumped here, 100%. Lucky me, I didn't. Yeah, I never punished. Yeah, but realistically, I should have chumped here. Filling my sideline with active things and keeping life higher is more important, I think, in this matchup.
Correct.
I killed. Yep, I played my one guy to kill the Bara. Now I have 2 raiders in play, which this is the point where I start really hammering into you, and it's difficult for a control deck to deal with this many raid Garus.
Yeah, it's getting towards too much pressure at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have a lot of removal, but if I don't find it, that's it. I have no null impacts. I have small bodies. Get real bad real fast.
And the knowledge that I had to kill that Bara, it's...
So smart. You didn't.
Oh, I was
Happens like the
screwed.
good people.
Yeah, that's the bad man. Genthru's just misunderstood. Oh.
Yeah. Even now, I'm probably feeling like I've already lost the game. I know we're tied in life, but looking at boards, even that special, I'm not feeling good about this.
Yeah.
I'm never fully comfortable with playing bomber. Something bad can happen at any moment. With all these small bodies, I'm never fully confident.
Yeah. And the fact that I can just push up with 4Ks, it is very difficult for you. And you missing there was huge for me. Keeping the Phoenix here. I was never punished for not blocking with Phoenix, but I should have been, right? If that was a hit, that's a punishment. If I didn't hit special, that's a punishment. It's...
Right.
Alrighty. Oof. And this is, I think, where I double push. Or no, I play my 3rd raid Garou and my 4th raid Garou. To be fair, if
level 3 now or close to it,
I should be nearing it, yeah. But they're big enough to not be easily Bara again through into being dead.
yeah.
Color trigger hits nothing. Yep. Yeah. That's one of the reasons I don't think Garou wants to be attacking into you until I have got my sideline set up and all of my things are big. Blue decks with bounces.
4Ks are only in the front. You see, this tall to ride the ride.
Yep.
Yeah, two 4,500 impacts already, and no null impacts. Not enough removal to get rid of them. Like, yeah, this is looking like a wrap.
Yeah. Yep, you got another Paladins, which was huge. That's what your deck is supposed to do. You Paladins all the time. I get to block. I get to take life, and I get to brick wall your other Genthru, who he's on chump blocking duty anyways, right?
At this point, he's hanging out there. But he can't really chump block much. Well, he can now, because one of the impactors are gone, but...
Taru into kill spell Garou. Yep, this is my misplay that, again, we let me take these backsies, because I'd had 15 in my head because of the other guy being in my hand.
Right.
Yeah. Just when I drew Taru for the turn, ooh, I can pick up a Garou next turn. Not realizing, now this is where you win.
You're right, though. That card is an MVP in the matchup. The 2 AP, the possible 2 AP, the removal, it's so good.
Yeah, that card is probably the best card in this entire deck. Garou, when he's online, the raid one, is insane. But the small guy can stave off the aggro match-off so nice. Or, you know what? He's just the 3 energy color trigger who double energy produces. I'm in.
Right, he does it all.
Yep. And that is the wrap on that one. It was another 2-1 in the actual matchup itself. But I feel like that does not accurately represent the actual true percentage of the matchup. What do you think the percentage would be, in your opinion, and why?
For that matchup, I feel it's probably 55-45 Garou.
55 in favor of Garou. Okay. Why?
Yeah, I have tools to get rid of the raids, but there's so many 4Ks and the raids are so oppressive, even at level 2. And not to mention your double energy removal guy kills almost my entire deck, you know? So you can, at any point you can remove a threat, you can remove a Bara, you can remove something in the front line. Being able to remove Bara only being level 2, or even level 1, I'm sorry, because he's 3K. Such a detriment to this deck, because getting Bara and then having him removed hurts the deck so much, because we can no longer access those 4Ks easily to make them 3Ks to remove them. So the Genthru raids become way less useful against the deck with a bunch of 4Ks in it. I just feel we have to draw very well to counteract the fact that our stuff gets removed easily. But we have such removal ourselves because we have power necklaces, we have specials, we have Genthru. If Bara lives, we have Genthru.
Yes,
So
if Bara lives.
If Bara lives, asterisk. So that makes it more 55-45 rather than 60-40. So that's what I think is barely in his favor due to those aspects.
I actually agree with you. I think 55-45 is pretty accurate in favor of Garou. My color trigger is super relevant against you because you have to push in and aggro me early, which enables my game plan. You're filling my sideline, which allows me to get to the point where my stage 1 is activated and he can kill Bara. Bara, that's his name. Too many R's and U's. And yeah, my biggest fear is you drawing a hand that is like all 0s and 1s that scry you into what you need and draw you into what you need. If you hit that and I don't get any relevant triggers in life, I don't think Garou can really win that matchup. I think it has to play Blue Kuno where you play off of your life being good things because it always is. Yeah, I think 55-45 is pretty accurate. Yeah. So it's good into the second tier of Hunter x Hunter, but horribly bad into Karapika.
As it goes.
Yes. And well, thank you guys for watching, and that is the end of the recording.